How are we doing today? I trust we are doing great and we'll be following. Okay, today we are on the 10 of our 15-week growth challenge. I'm excited that we are making progress. I hope that we are learning something. This week we are looking at the rubber band, the principle of growth that we call rubber band, just as this is. Like the rubber band, we find that the rubber band is only useful when it's stretched. Okay, so today we're looking at, how stretching can affect our growth, spiritually, physically, and mentally, In today's video, we're looking at 5 game-changing truths about stretching for our life and business growth. 5, game-changing truths about stretching, for our lives and what? And our business growth. Friends, God's gift to all of us is our potential, but our gift to God is how much do we develop it. And we develop our gift by stretching, by getting out of our comfort zone, by continually stretching, not only physically, but we need to see that we are stretching mentally and spiritually. That is the only way we can reach our full potential. Our goal here is to help you maximize potential. Life begins at the end of our comfort zone, so we must get there by stretching. Life starts by the end of our comfort zone. So what do we do to get there? We must get there by stretching. Please note this. Only mediocre persons is always at his best. So if you are always at your best, I'm sorry to say, you can't be categorized as part of the mediocre people. Why? Rubber bands are only useful when they are stretched. The same thing applies to you and I. So if you are not stretching, you are not useful. If you are not stretching for a very long time, you are not going to be useful. So today we are looking at 5 game-changing truths about stretching for our lives and business growth. 5 game-changing truths about stretching for our life and business growth. The first game-changing truth is that only few people will stretch. Therefore, stretching sets you apart from others. If you want to be counted among the few outstanding people, you must stretch. Because why? Only few people stretch. Majority of people are only a fraction of their ability. They use only a fraction of their ability, rarely strive to reach their full potential. Why is this so? There is no tension, to growth in their lives. Listen to me. Anytime you find yourself where you are comfortable, where you are not, facing tension, you are not growing. Without tension, there is no growth. So these people have very little desire to stretch. Why? Because there's no tension. There's empirical, evidence that show that, sadly, only a third of secondary school graduates ever read another book in the rest of their life, after they graduated. Only a third, about 33% of secondary school graduates, for the rest of their life, only read a book. 42% of university graduates, similarly, never read a book for the rest of their life after graduation. So you find out that only a few people will stretch. Therefore, if you make up your mind to stretch, you're going to set yourself apart from majority of people. The second, game-changing truth about stretching is this, Lack of stretching ultimately leads to destruction of destiny. Lack of stretching ensures that you don't reach your potential, and it will lead ultimately to the destruction of your destiny. Most people are naturally tempted to settle in their comfort zone, so they choose comfort over their potential. Most people does what? They choose comfort over their potential. Being in your comfort zone may feel good. It may feel good being in your comfort zone, but it leads to what? Mediocrity. And therefore, dissatisfaction and destruction of potential. So if you find yourself always dissatisfied with life, that's an indication that you are not what? You are not stretching. You are not stretching yourself. You're not stretching physically. You're not stretching mentally. You're not stretching spiritually. According to Abraham Maslow, he says, if you plan on being anything less than you are capable of being, if you plan being anything less than you are capable of being, you will probably be unhappy for the rest of your life. If you have a plan to be less than you are capable of being, you'll be what? You'll be unhappy for the rest of your life. So, have you settled for your present circumstances and you are wondering why your life isn't going the way you hope? Then you need to realize that you will only reach your potential if you have the courage to push yourself outside of your comfort zone and break the mindset of mediocrity. So you need to be ready, have the courage to push yourself out, your comfort zone. Why is it so? You must be willing to leave behind what feels familiar. You must be willing to leave behind what feels safe. You must be willing to leave behind what feels secure. You must give up excuses and push forward. Be ready to stretch for yourself. I organized a function, a training over this weekend, and I told them, if you have left school for over 2 years, go back to school. Okay? If you have left school for over 2 years, do what? Go for the next degree. Go for the next course. Stretch yourself. Okay? Read the book. Attend the class. Get the coach. Get the mentor. Strive for the next level. Okay? You must give up excuses and move forward. You must be willing to face tension that comes from stretching towards your potential. Anytime you want to stretch towards your potential, there will be tension. You must be ready to face it. The third game-changing truth about stretching is that stretching always starts from the inside out. Like character we saw the last week, stretching starts from inside out. It was James Allen that said, your circumstances may look unpleasant right now, but it shall not remain like that for a long time if you can perceive an ideal and strive to reach it. If you can perceive what? An ideal and strive to reach it. Your circumstances cannot remain the same for too long. Listen to this. You cannot travel within and stand still without. You cannot make move within and stand still without. The Bible says be transformed, okay, by renewing your mind. So anytime you move inside, what happens? Something changes in your outside. So most people have dreams, but for some, it is buried deep in their hearts. But everyone has a dream. However, not many people are pursuing their dream. So I encourage you today, rise up and stretch and pursue your dream. For example, most people don't like their current job, yet they don't make a change. They don't do anything to make a change. They don't like their current situations, but they're not doing anything about it. I encourage you today, rise up from your dissatisfied state and do what? And make a change. Instead of wishing, instead of wanting, instead of waiting, people need to search inside of them and find just one reason to take the next step. Do what? Find one reason to do the next step. Where do you find the push, to take the next step from? Look inward. Look at where you are now. Look at where you want to be. The difference between where you are now and where you want to be should push you to take the step. Seek help if you can't see possibilities. Okay? Seek care. Seek a mentor. Seek, a coach. Seek help where you find yourself that you can't find possibility. The fourth reason, game-changing reason, for stretching, is stretching can become a lifestyle. Fourth game-changing truth is that what? Stretching can become what? A lifestyle. Listen to this. When we stop stretching, we stop really living. When we stop stretching, we do what? We stop living. We may keep on breathing, our vital life signs and organs may keep working, but we are dead on the inside and dead to our greatest possibilities. So when we stop stretching, what happened? We are dead on the inside and we are dead to our greatest, possibility. Nature everywhere has written her protest against idleness. Look at everywhere you go, everything you see. Nature has written its protest against what? Idleness. Everything which ceases to struggle, which remain inactive, rapidly does what? Deteriorate. That's what they call the law of use. Anything you have that you don't use does what? Diminishes. Whatever you have you don't use diminishes. When you cease to struggle, what happens? And you remain inactive, you begin to do what? Deteriorate. So it's the struggle towards an ideal, the constant effort to get higher and get further, which develop manhood and develop character. Okay? So stretch to develop yourself and develop your character. Too many people are dead, but they just have not made it official yet. So if you are settled, okay, in your present circumstances and you're not making progress, you are dead, but you just have not made it official yet. Finally, stretching gives you a shot at significance. If you want your life to be significant, what happened? You must keep stretching. You must make stretching your lifestyle. Our lives must be in constant pursuit of growing, of learning, of improving, and of making contribution and giving more. Constant pursuit of what? Growing, learning, improving, and making, continual contribution to your world. This is the only path to significance. If you want to be significant, this is the only path to what? Significance. So you must keep growing, you must keep learning, you must keep improving, and you must keep giving to your world. Okay? Imagine if more people inspire to be more. Stretching must be a lifelong pursuit if you must be significant. As I conclude, listen to this. I conclude with this statement. If you won't be better tomorrow than you are today, then what do you need tomorrow for? There is no point for tomorrow if you will not be better for tomorrow. So I encourage you, cultivate a lifestyle of continually stretching, continually growing, continually learning, continually improving, and then you can keep making contribution and make your life significant. If this was useful to you, I encourage you, please share with your network, within your network. Looking forward to seeing you next week. Thank you, and God bless you.